Hey everybody, I'm Tony.
And I'm Stefan.
And we're from JuryRig Technologies. And today we're going to be talking about this week's Apple event. It was on Monday, and for the most part, usually the March events tend to be more software related, so software updates and such, but this time it was more like a new take on their keynote because it was related to services rather than software. Well, I guess technically it would be software as well since it's going like on their devices.
They're expanding, you know.
Alright, so the first piece of news from Apple's March event, which was on Monday, was Apple News. Apple is now releasing their Apple News Plus service, which is going to be a subscription-based platform for news, and now it's adding magazines and other articles as well. And this is going to be $9.99 a month, and you'll be able to share it with up to 6 of your family members. That way you're not all spending on it. Yeah.
Wait, sharing it with 6 of my family members, that sounds like too good of a deal. What's the catch?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, that's what they said. Like, alright. So it's going to be basically $10 a month, and you're going to be sharing it with everyone on your family. But also, it's going to be like a all-in-one subscription, which the magazines that right now are on board for Apple News Plus are magazines like Bon Appetit, LA Times, Wall Street Journal, the National Geographic, and those, but it doesn't have all of them, so only some so far right now. And as of right now, it's going to be released in the US and Canada, and it's going to be in the English and French languages. Later on next month, I believe, they're going to be releasing it in Australia and Europe, starting with the UK.
This is those more or less you always have to subscribe for them kind of things, right?
Yeah.
But now we're getting it all in one place. Sounds interesting. I guess we'll see.
Their Apple News application right now has both of them. You can use the one that's for magazine subscriptions, and it's also going to have like the normal CNN articles, like other ones that aren't magazine subscription based, like physical magazines. So the only thing that's going to be like nice about having it digitally on your iPhone or iPad, whatever device, is that instead of like flipping through pages, you'll actually get a table of contents and jump to the articles you're interested in.
I'm calling it now. This is a steal deal, people. Jump on it. We'll find out what the catch is later, but for now, jump on it.
You do get 1 month for free, and you can do that as of right now. So yeah, go.
All right. Next up is Apple Pay.
See, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about that one at the end.
All right, well, next up is the Apple Arcade. Yay.
Alright, so for this one, Apple's releasing their own streaming gaming platform-ish thing. So far, the only like big names that I was able to recognize during their keynote was Sega, Disney, and Cartoon Network. They're mostly the only ones that I recognized on there.
Who plays Cartoon Network games? If you do, I'm sorry, but alright, go on.
I think so far they have like one good game that isn't mobile.
It better not be Ben 10. It's Ben 10. Going on.
But, well, not that one. I was going to talk about, like, I think it's Battle Crashers or something like that. It's on the Switch. I haven't really looked at it.
Out of 5 out of 10 stars, it is amazing, people. Buy it now.
But yeah, I'll get Ben 10 on the Switch eventually. But alright, so the only other name that I recognized on there was, I'm gonna like butcher this really bad, but it's Hironobu Sakagui. I am really sorry, but I pronounced that really bad. It's the game creator of Final Fantasy, and they are making an iPhone game called Fantasian. Yeah, Fantasian.
This all sounds nice and well, but what if I want to buy these games separately? Can I do that?
I don't think so, because right at the end of their like Apple Arcade speech, the chick that's talking about it literally says these are our new and exclusive Apple Arcade games, and Apple Arcade is their streaming platform. So I'm pretty sure that's a hard no.
As a consumer, I have to say this sounds very questionable. Almost To those of us that like to own our games, but you know, on the iPhone platform, I don't know how you people feel about it. This seems okay. $10, you get those exclusive.
I don't think it's $10. They haven't announced the price yet.
Oh, they have not.
No,
I don't know why. I just thought it was $10.
probably because of the Apple news.
It was the end of the news.
But yeah, so far she said like more information coming soon about pricing and details. But I'm pretty sure you're still going to be able to like share it with your family, but I feel like the pricing is more likely going to be around like $15 or $20.
All right, so we're holding off on this idea now. For now, it's an interesting move, but we'll need more information to know where it's going.
The next thing would be Apple TV. So now the only thing is that, okay, here's the thing. So a lot of people are cutting cable because it's expensive.
And then we're all getting screwed over by streaming services.
Yes.
Anyway. Blah.
Hulu, Netflix.
It's like, come on, guys.
Amazon.
You guys had it perfect, and now every company wants to jump in and get a dip. Apple's doing the same thing.
Yep. And then with like Disney doing their own thing, Warner Brothers. It's even worse with Warner Brothers because I think Warner Brothers is doing two separate ones. Warner Brothers.
Warner
Brothers Warner Brothers DC, which is all their DC shows.
Oh.
So, yeah. And now Apple is doing that, but at least Apple will include services like Hulu, HBO, Showtime, what others?
I'm just saying,
I don't know.
If Warner Brothers
ESPN.
is listening right now, Warner Brothers Jr. is still a valid idea. 3 streaming services, guys.
But yeah, so Apple TV is gonna have like it's gonna be their own subscription service. Like it's gonna be an umbrella subscription service with other subsidiaries like Hulu and. Also, besides the subscriptions that you're going to be able to get through Apple, you also be able to get like the exclusive content on there from iTunes. So like the iTunes movies, I don't think shows will be available because they didn't talk about that during the keynote. They just mentioned the movie specifically. And as of right now, the Apple TV application has already been updated on the iPhone, and you can like keep track of other apps that aren't specifically tied or won't be specifically tied to the Apple streaming service that you can still manage on there, and the Apple TV application will keep like manage the shows you were watching on those subscriptions on those other applications for you to like, hey, a new episode is out kind of thing. But yeah, DirecTV's on there too now, and besides that, they're just paying like thousands, millions of dollars on like exclusive content. Some have like Jennifer Aniston. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. The guy from The Office, Michael Scott. I forgot his name.
I never watched The Office.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna get so many downlikes on this video now.
But as someone that's already subscribed to not 1, not 2, but 3 subscription services, I'm gonna have to turn Apple down this one. We're not adding a 4th one on this one.
See,
but I can see maybe
I got my Hulu subscription through Apple because it charged me through Apple Pay, so iTunes charges me for Hulu.
I just jack mine for other people, but I still say I pay for them. I don't.
The price for this is like $15, somewhere around there. I'd probably get it if it still includes like Hulu, Showbiz, and all those. I might get it just because I'm already paying for Hulu, and $5 more for the others seems kind of worth it.
I guess again, we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. Maybe it is worth the price. Maybe it isn't. Maybe you can just jack your friend's cable. Either way, we'll have to wait and see. Apparently,
if that friend still has cable.
True. They might have Apple TV now.
Right. So now
jack someone's Apple TV. Go on.
Alright, so now on to the last topic. The one that I'm most excited about.
That's right, kids. You don't just sell yourself to the corporate government anymore. Now you can sell yourself to Apple with Apple's new, is it credit card?
Yeah, Apple Card.
But it's like a debit, credit, both?
So, it's just a credit card, but it has no late fees, no penalties, no
penalties.
It has interest. That's the weird part. Like, okay, since they said Apple credit card has no late fees, so what stops users from like paying late and other stuff?
They have to win somehow, people. I mean, sheeple, wake up.
But yeah, I think the way that they're going to be making money off of that is that So the Apple Card, you'll be able to see everything within the Apple Wallet application on your phone. You'll be able to see like where you're making your purchases, what you bought it, when the due dates are, how much you need to pay.
I just want to know, how is Apple winning here? There has to be a catch, right? Do they really just want to benefit the consumer? Doubtful. But
I mean, that's what their keynote was about, saying, hey, this is for the consumer. But yeah, I don't know.
It's for the consumer, guys.
I think the charge... Okay, so within the app, you'll be able to see, like, when you're making the payment, it'll tell you when it's due. But it'll also show you, like, hey, if you make this amount of a payment, this is the amount of interest you're going to be paying. So maybe if you have a late fee or something, that interest rate is a lot higher. Maybe that's it. So, you know, it's not technically a hidden fee, but it is.
It's your own fault if you get there. Nice.
It will also work like any other Apple or any other credit card where some purchases are categorized and such. But the most important part that I am super excited about is that for places that don't accept Apple Pay, which the US has like a 70% Apple Pay acceptance for stores and merchants.
Pretty high.
Yep. Not as high as like Australia. Australia is like 99% according to Apple. So that's cool.
7% is still pretty good.
Going on. For places that don't accept Apple Pay electronically, they'll also provide a physical Apple Card, which is made of titanium and it's laser etched. The cool part is that it won't have like the unique account number or credit card number on the front, or a CVC code, or like any expiration date.
So how is this cool to the consumer?
How does what?
Like, if I want to go on a website, they ask for the CVC.
So all of that thank you for asking that conveniently. So all of that information that requires like the physical numbers for that credit card and the CVC, you'll be able to find that within the Apple Wallet app on your phone.
I see. So it's hidden from, like, if I accidentally lose the card, the thief
Right.
won't be able to get it. That
Right.
is brilliant. Why don't the banks do this?
I think Amazon does.
But the Amazon's not a bank.
Right, because they're
Relatively
partnered
speaking.
with Synchrony Bank. Oh, and this one is going to be tied with MasterCard and what was the name of the company? Goldman Sachs. That's where Apple says that they're going to have like a nice level of security. Like, even though the banks will still probably have like your social security number, your name, your address, they won't be selling it to third parties. And also any information about purchases, money you're spending, it's not going to be shared to Apple because it's not being kept on Apple servers. It's a per device thing, so everything's like being saved within your device, on your device, for just your device.
But what if my device is stolen?
Well, that's why you have the whole like find my iPhone, it's locked to iCloud.
But what if my card gets lost?
I don't know. I think you should be fine since the card won't have any physical numbers on it, and I just really like it because it looks nice and slick, white with the laser etching of the Apple logo and just your name. Oh, and the little like almost transparent MasterCard logo at the bottom right of the card. So any purchases you make with the physical Apple Card, you'll get a 1% cashback reward from it, and any purchases made anywhere else with your iPhone through Apple Pay will get a 2% cashback reward, and any purchase that is made through like iTunes, any Apple service like iTunes, a physical Apple store, any subscriptions through Apple, you'll get a 3% cashback reward. And unlike other credit card companies where you get the reward like after a month and it's only like so much value, you'll get the literal cash back after 24 hours because they said it's a day. So I'm pretty sure it'll be 24 hours. So at the end of the day, you'll get literal cashback that's going to go straight into your Apple Card within the wallet, and you'll be able to use that for like transferring money to your friends through iMessages, putting it towards your credit card bill statement, and yeah, it'll be like almost immediate daily cash. They're calling it your daily cash.
Well, just like many people have been screwed over by corporate America, I'm a little hesitant on this. But who doesn't love immediate cashback? That sounds like a steal.
Well, regarding privacy issues, it's also like any purchases made from your iPhone are going to use Touch ID and Face ID. I don't know, the physical card, well, I don't know how to authenticate that. Maybe once you use the card, it'll like trigger your iPhone to like, hey, please confirm. I don't know. There's more information coming soon during the summer. So,
I don't know. Personally, I'm a little hesitant on this, but I can't wait to see a lot of you try it and I learn off of it. If it's good or bad, we'll see.
I will be getting it just because it's Apple.
Of course, yeah.
So, and the card
Brand
literally
loyalty
looks,
is for cheap, you cheapo.
well, the
but
card also
I-
looks pretty.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like all these things Apple is doing, it's like it's good for expanding their business. You know, I'm not gonna down them for that. But
Yeah, everyone's
it
doing the same.
It seems very experimental, so I will be hesitant myself. But I feel like I downplayed Apple a little too much for this. Kudos to them for expanding their line. Good
We'll
on
do
them.
more updates on this once
Yeah.
they're actually released, and we'll show them to you guys. So, I think that's basically it for this week's Apple Keynote, or their Apple Services Keynote. So, I guess
Yeah.
that's it.
So remain a little skeptical, but feel free to follow and see where this goes. It is very interesting.
And that's a cut. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. What if I don't want to subscribe? Although it sounds like a good deal, so I don't know why I wouldn't want to, but let's say I don't want to. I want to own these games for life until they're removed from the Apple Store.
We'll wait for them to finish our game.
Yes. Well, looks like the dogs are debating on this one.